Matt Brighter here. This week, we're teaming up with the Indie Houses, a collective of publishers and developers teaming up to spotlight awesome indie games. On this episode, we'll be talking about
The Legend of Tianding, coming from this developer's name is a mouthful. Creative Games Computer Graphics Corporation, Destiny.
That is a mouthful. But they have created an amazing game. Just from the demo itself, it's like the Taiwanese version of Robin Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, tell me what you thought about it.
Yeah, so I remember the first time we saw this back, I think it was at Guerrilla Collective, and like it immediately grabbed us because of this like comic book art style. They had these like panels showing off the cutscenes and stuff. It looked really, really dope. And basically what it is, it's a side-scrolling action game. So if you've played Metroid, if you've played Guacamelee, you'll find out exactly what this game is, but set in Taiwan a long, long time ago as they go up against the Japanese who were invading at the time, I believe. But basically what you said, Destiny, he's basically like Robin Hood, going up against the rich and the corrupt and the powerful to help the little guy. And the game is dope. I went into it being like, okay, I'm ready. These kind of side-scrolling action games for me really depend on a few things.
Right.
Like if the traversal feels good, if the combat feels good, and if the writing is interesting, then I'm usually in. Right? And all three of those things deliver. The combat feels smooth.
I absolutely agree.
You feel like a badass.
Yeah.
It's
you
just
feel
awesome.
like such a badass. And like
Right?
at first I thought I was going to be overwhelmed with the different things that you can do because there's different ways to like combat. But one of the things that I took away from it, which I thought was so cool, was the fact that you can steal the weapons from the enemies and use it on them in the middle of the fight.
Yep.
So, and that kind of like is one of the main core concepts of it as you're going through, like as the fighting mechanic. I thought that was incredible. I also thought it was really cool that they keep the game in Taiwanese with just English subtitles. And I thought that was really great because they're like, look, this is a part of our culture. This is one of our like kind of heroes and our like
myths
history.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
And so we're going to present this to you in Taiwanese. And I thought that was really cool. But I like the mix up of the Western style of the comic book, right?
Yeah.
So like they just meshed a lot of things together. And the character's kind of cocky, kind of young, that kind of like character that you would expect. Like he really is like a Taiwanese Robin Hood going in and like kicking ass, taking from the rich and giving it to the poor. He's a defender of the people. And who doesn't love that kind of character in a game?
It's so dope because like everything flows together so well in this game. Like you'll be using your different combat moves, like you'll get this like, rising kick ability and you can use that to platform around in different ways. Everything just feels so slick and so clean. And it's like, I find it really funny because what I didn't expect from this game is that there does seem to be like a bit of like a hub world system. Like as you're kind of running through the area at the beginning of the game, there'll be beggars on the street. There are what seems to be like different shops and stuff that I'm assuming in the full game you'll be able to access, which like I was expecting more of it's like this is a level, this is the next level, this is the next level.
Right.
But it seems like there's going to be some sort of hub world. And one of the beggars got very upset with me because I had just started the demo and he was like, can you spare me some money? And I answered yes, thinking I had some. Obviously not.
No
and
money. I did the same thing. And I was like, you know what? Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, do you know who I am?
I was like, I will come back and give you money after I do this job. And like, it's awesome. Like, I love that the different abilities that they put out, at least in the demo, they put out at a good pace. They give you enough time to kind of learn the one that you get, while also like as you start to figure it out and get good with it, they throw another one at you to kind of help you learn and overcome a new obstacle.
Exactly. And they give you an obstacle that pertains to that specific ability that you've just learned. I also like the little tutorial in the beginning. That really helped me to kind of get a feel of the mechanics of the game. Another thing that I really liked about it was there were a lot of save points. And I think this was really important. There were a lot of save points. The save points, I love the fact that like you're drinking tea to just save your point, and then you get like these little buns, and it restores your buns so that you get health each time. And I thought that was incredible because I don't know how it is in the harder version, because one of the things I love about games like this is that it does give you a difficulty level. So it's like, do you just want to kind of enjoy the game and play it and get some of the story, or do you want to like get shit thrown at you throughout the
Yeah.
game? So of course I picked the chill one because that's how I am. But even though I feel like when I play these games, I'm more of a button smasher. I
Hmm.
felt like the learning curve of this was just right. That like I was actually performing like some of the special moves that you learn throughout and doing it well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
no, I
actually
think it was good.
I actually went for the hardcore mode because I was just kind of like, whatever, let's give it a whirl. And I found myself like stringing together combos quite easily. Like it's so satisfying to like use one of your abilities to flying kick in, flying kick up, send them up. You go, you beat them up. Then you have the pop up that you can steal their weapon. So you like wrap them in a scarf,
Yeah,
drop them
and
to
then
the ground,
yeah,
grab their weapon, and just kind of come crashing in. And
that
like you
was
said,
so
Destiny,
dope.
the save points are awesome, but the fantastic thing is the checkpoints. Because what I expected when the first time I died, I expected to go back to the last time there was a save point where you go and you drink
Right.
the tea. The checkpointing in this game is fantastic. It's like room by room, and it's like as you mess up, you're right back into the action so quickly at that spot, and it
Yeah.
doesn't waste your time being like, okay, you have to go back to this thing, run all the way back to the point that you died, try again. Because there was one room that like as I was exploring, it was one of those like the secret rooms that had treasure in it. I died like 8 times in that room. But again, every time that I died, it was literally right back to the beginning of that room and the fight continued on. Like the game doesn't waste your time, which I love in a side-scrolling platformer like this because that can be really annoying if you're up against a stern
It'll make you want
challenge.
to quit. Yeah,
Exactly.
like so I know for me, like you because you had yours on the highest difficulty. I died once because
Hmm.
I forgot how to heal. But then I think I died maybe 3 times facing the boss. But I wouldn't give up. That's how much I enjoyed the game that I was like, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like every
Yeah.
time I died, I was like, shit, okay, this time I got it. This because there were so many things happening. It was a good boss fight. Okay,
Yes, it was.
it definitely was, and I'm glad I didn't beat him on the first time. It definitely gave me time to like figure out because there's like a couple of different things happening where you
Hmm.
have to like adjust your timing. And then once
Yep.
I got that down, I like kicked his ass. So it was
Yeah.
guys, you got to go try this game. It's so good.
And that's the thing that I really appreciated about it. Even in that room where I died a lot, it was my fault. Like it was a situation where there was one of like there were like more beefy enemies, and they kept using this one move, and like they tell you don't dodge this, it's not going to work. And I was kind of like, okay,
Right.
how do I get around this? And because of that, when I did get to the boss, I actually took them down on my first run, even though I had like a sliver of health left. But what I liked was like in the boss fight, there's a point where like there's these turrets that come down and it'll start shooting, and I was kind of like, in most games, that's something you have to wait out. I was kind of like, I wonder if I can break these. I kind of, platform my way up there, and yeah, sure enough, you can destroy the turrets so that they stop shooting. It's just this game is much deeper and not to say much better put together than I expected, just because I expected it to be good.
I expected it to be good just from visually seeing it, but I think we were pleasantly surprised,
Yes,
like at how many layers and all the forethought they put into this game. And when it
exactly.
comes out, I definitely want to get it. I think if you're a hardcore gamer, you'll enjoy the gameplay, and if you're a casual gamer like myself, you'll also enjoy it. So
And they just today announced, well, yesterday at the time of that we're going to post this, the release date. It's actually coming October 27th to Nintendo Switch and PC.
nice.
So it's just around the corner. So make sure you guys go check out the demo. It will be in the description below. Go check out the demo. Make sure you play it. It's awesome. And wishlist, wishlist,
Wish list it. Wish
wishlist.
list it. As we always say, quick
Mm-hmm.
explanation. It helps with the algorithm. It shows Steam that this game is being talked about, and it makes Steam want to push the game up and have it more, advertised. So
Mm-hmm.
please go help them. It's a great game. It's free. Go play the demo.
Exactly. So make sure you go check it out because it's dope. And that brings us to the end. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Keep it locked for the rest of our Indie Houses collective, our Indie Houses content, not collective content, because we have a lot of it coming.
We have a
Thanks for
lot of
watching.
stuff coming, guys.
We'll see you on the next one.
Deuces.
Peace out.